Hey guys, this is George with MGW. We're here with SVTperformance.com. We're doing a little intro to our new shifter that's coming out for the GT350 Mustang, and we're going to compare some of the features to the stock shifter. As you can see, this is the stock unit. It still has the, just like the GT500, that was its predecessor as far as the transmission. It has the Pendulum design shifter. We never liked that because there's a lot of play in gear. What we like to do is we like to change all of our shifters now moving forward to a top loader design. And we'll take this off here and I'll show you what we're talking about. Our shifter now has an enclosed box with a pivot. One of the challenges though that we had was, unlike the MT82 transmission, which when you pushed it over this way, it was reversing the rotation into the transmission. First gear was actually on this side. So when you rotated it that way, you were rotating the shaft to the passenger side, getting into first gear. The 3160 transmission is the same as the GT500 in that when you push it over to the driver's side, the shaft rotates to the driver's side. So we did some pretty clever engineering here. We actually have a reversing pivot mechanism built into our shifter. It enables us to get synced shifting. Push over to the driver's side, it moves over to first gear. However, it doesn't make any type of pendulum design that's going to give you play in gear. The result is rifle bolt action that MGW shifters are known for, and very little play when it's in gear compared to the stock unit. One of the other features we have that makes it more rigid is, instead of having, and I'll take the shifter again and we'll look at it, we have a single arm that comes off to the side. It allows the shifter under hard shifts to actually get a little bit of a cantilever type twisting motion to it, and it also has soft bushings in the front here. What we've done is we still have rubber bushings in here to isolate and dampen NVH, but they're much harder to durometer. And what we do is, when we get here back to the shifter, what we're actually doing is we're branching off on each side, supporting the shifter on both sides of it. It reduces the torquing motion of the shifter by a great deal. In the back, we have actually maintained the OEM rear support bracket because it only needs to keep the back end of the shifter off of the drive shaft. The rigidity is built into the arm and into these side support arms. So this is actually good for cost, keeps the cost down, but more importantly, it keeps the NVH down. As you guys have heard with the new flat plane crank, there's a tremendous amount of vibration that's coming through the drivetrain that we have to make sure that does not continue up into the shifter. One of the things we want to note real quick, we actually bench mounted this transmission and we left all of the dampening, the NVH dampening on the transmission. We strongly advise using any type of transmission supports that come up underneath. Do not remove these. They're integral to the whole design of this car, and Ford is very, very adamant about not altering this design at all. So as you can see, our shifter completely, stays away from anything that interferes with the engineering that Ford has come up with for this car. It's a very special car, but it also has some very special characteristics that need to stay that way. Quick run through the gears. Also of note is that our shifter maintains the design that we've always had for the MT82 and now the 3160, which is a push-down reverse. We like it better because it's much more rigid. This is a hardened plate and a hardened pin. Make sure you don't have any chance of going into reverse accidentally, but it's very easy to just put it into reverse. One of the nice features about our shifter for the GT350 is we have a dual thread design on our handle. That allows you to use the M12 by 1.25 fine pitch thread for our gripper knobs. And we have a nice new gripper with the GT350 Cobra, and it also has a special anodize that matches the bezel color. The stem and the top match perfectly to the bezel. But for those people that want to use their stock knob, included in the kit of the shifter is a stainless steel and brushed finish adapter. It also matches very close to the tint on the stock knob and on the bezel, and you screw it down. It's got a 12mm thread at the bottom. You screw that down and let it pinch the rubber boot, and then you screw your stock knob down. Remember, we don't have the pull-up, so you don't have that ugly really long 1.5 inch worth of plastic collar hanging out. Our shift knob screws down, and then you just back it off a little bit. You take our special wrench. We have the hidden flats in there, and you just actually turn it and tighten it up like that. Turn the boot around.